Julia Roberts' seemingly fairy tale life, crowned with the glory of Pretty Woman and the shimmer of an Oscar, was in reality shadowed by unexpected betrayals and a relentless struggle for survival in the ruthless world of Hollywood. Did you know that her famous smile, which captivated millions of hearts, was once barely noticeable due to the self-doubt instilled in her by her own relatives, and her first steps on set were met with ridicule and disdain from experienced actors? Imagine that her path to the top was paved not only with red carpets but also with fierce competition and insidious rumors that could have destroyed her career in an instant, and behind her success lay a secret battle with personal demons and a search for her true self outside the camera's lens. And would you believe that behind the scenes of her most romantic films, dramas unfolded that, in their intensity, could surpass any screenplay, and her most public relationships were merely a facade for deep internal conflicts? Dive into the untold story of a woman who became a symbol of Hollywood success but paid a high price, leaving behind broken hearts, scandals, and her own self-doubt. Julia Fiona Roberts was born on October 28, 1967, in Smyrna, Georgia, into a family where creativity was not just a hobby but a way of life, despite constant financial hardship. Her parents, Betty Lou and Walter Grady Roberts, were actors and playwrights who founded their own children's acting studio. It was in this unusual atmosphere, where the spirit of art reigned but at the same time money was scarce, that Julia spent her early years. However, Julia's childhood was not as cloudless as one might imagine. Her parents' divorce when she was just 4 years old was the first serious challenge in her life, leaving a deep emotional mark. Subsequently, her mother remarried, but this marriage brought new difficulties, including financial troubles and, according to rumors, a difficult home environment. Little Julia had to learn early on what it was like to lack money and to have to help her family. She worked as a waitress in a pizzeria, a cashier in a store, a shoe saleswoman, and even a veterinary assistant to somehow ease her family's financial burden. These early hardships not only hardened her character, teaching her to value every opportunity and to persistently pursue her goals, but also instilled in her independence and a desire for self-reliance. She recalled that these times taught her the true value of money and the importance of hard work. Her older brother, Eric Roberts, was already building his own acting career and had achieved some recognition, which often became a source of unhealthy competition and comparisons. Nevertheless, he was the first to see a spark of talent and enormous potential in his younger sister. Initially, Julia didn't take the idea of acting seriously, dreaming of becoming a veterinarian or a journalist, but Eric persistently convinced her to try her hand on the big stage. After graduating from high school, she decided to take a risk and moved to New York, where she began attending acting classes at the Lee Strasberg Theater and Film Institute, considered the cradle of many Hollywood stars. Simultaneously, she worked as a model to pay for her tuition and living expenses, often going hungry and living in modest conditions. The first years in New York were filled with disappointments and rejections. She went to numerous auditions but only got minor roles in low-budget films that brought neither fame nor much money. There were moments when she almost lost faith in her success, but her brother's support, although their relationship was complex, and her own stubbornness did not allow her to give up. She spoke about numerous times when she was told she was not pretty enough or not talented enough. Could she have imagined then that in a few years, her name would be known all over the world, and her face would grace the covers of the most prestigious magazines? The breakthrough in her career came in 1988, when she starred in the film Mystic Pizza. Although her role was not leading, she attracted the attention of critics and casting directors with her naturalness, charisma, and unique smile, which was not yet her trademark. After that, she began to be offered more significant roles, and her talent began to unfold. But the real triumph awaited her in 1990, when the romantic comedy Pretty Woman was released. Initially, it was supposed to be a much darker film about a drug-addicted prostitute, but the script was rewritten to match Julia's charming personality. This film became a true cultural phenomenon, grossing huge box office numbers and making Julia Roberts a global star overnight. Her enchanting smile, her energy, and her unparalleled chemistry with co-star Richard Gere captured the hearts of millions of viewers worldwide. For her role as Vivian Ward, she received her first Academy Award nomination and a Golden Globe Award. Pretty Woman not only solidified her status as a Hollywood star but also defined her acting persona for many years to come, the queen of romantic comedies, although Julia herself always aspired to more diverse roles. After Pretty Woman, her career soared. She became the highest-paid actress of her time, earning multi-million-dollar fees for films. She starred in countless successful films, including Dying Young, where she again demonstrated her dramatic prowess, playing a terminally ill woman; Hook, where she embodied the character of Tinker Bell; The Pelican Brief, where she brilliantly played a law student investigating a conspiracy; My Best Friend's Wedding, and Notting Hill, where she again confirmed her status as the queen of romantic comedies, among many others. She demonstrated her versatility, skillfully transforming into a wide variety of characters, from comedic to dramatic, and even roles that required physical preparation. However, behind the brilliant facade of a successful career lay a complex personal life, full of turbulent romances, unexpected turns, and constant paparazzi attention, which was often destructive. Her personal life was always under the close scrutiny of tabloids, which mercilessly dissected every one of her romances. Her relationships with famous actors such as Liam Neeson, with whom she lived, Kiefer Sutherland, Jason Patric, and Benjamin Bratt were constantly discussed in the press, often turning into sensations. Her relationship with Kiefer Sutherland was particularly tumultuous. Their wedding was planned for 1991 and was set to be one of the year's biggest Hollywood events, but just days before the ceremony, Julia suddenly broke off the engagement and eloped to Ireland with his friend Jason Patric. This event caused a real scandal in Hollywood and solidified Julia's reputation as a runaway bride and homewrecker for a long time, significantly impacting her public image. In 1993, she unexpectedly married country singer Lyle Lovett. This marriage came as a surprise to many, as they had only met a few weeks before the wedding, sparking rumors of a hasty and ill-conceived move. However, their union was short-lived and ended in divorce 2 years later, though they remained friendly. Subsequently, she had a long-term relationship with actor Benjamin Bratt, which lasted about 4 years and also ended in a breakup, despite constant rumors of their engagement. Doesn't it seem to you that Hollywood love is often as unpredictable as the plot of the most intricate film, and true personal happiness is hard to find under the public's watchful eye? Julia found true family happiness in 2002 when she married cinematographer Danny Moder. Their acquaintance happened on the set of the film The Mexican, where Danny worked as a cameraman. Their relationship developed gradually and eventually led to a secret wedding at her ranch in New Mexico, where they sought to escape excessive attention. At that time, Danny was married, and their romance caused mixed reactions in the press, once again bringing accusations against Julia. However, despite this, their marriage proved strong and happy, based on deep respect and mutual understanding. They had 3 children, twins Hazel Patricia and Phineas Walter, born in 2004, and son Henry Daniel, born in 2007. Julia always guarded her family life from excessive attention, trying to create a normal childhood for her children, away from Hollywood glamour and paparazzi who constantly tried to intrude on their lives. She has repeatedly stated that family is the most important thing in her life and that motherhood has become her favorite role, giving her a sense of fulfillment and purpose she had long sought. In 2001, Julia Roberts received her long-awaited Academy Award for Best Actress in the film Erin Brockovich. This film, based on the true story of Erin Brockovich, a woman without a legal background who fought for justice for thousands of people affected by water contamination by a large corporation, allowed Julia to demonstrate the full spectrum of her dramatic talent. Her portrayal of the energetic, determined, yet vulnerable Erin was so convincing that critics and audiences alike unanimously recognized her outstanding work. Receiving an Oscar was not only the pinnacle of her career but also a confirmation of her status not only as a romantic comedy star but also as a serious dramatic actress capable of deep and multifaceted roles. It also became a symbol of her personal triumph over skeptics who believed she was stuck in a sweet girl persona. Over the years, Julia Roberts has not lost her popularity and remains one of the most beloved actresses in the world, continuing to inspire millions of people. If this story about Julia Roberts' life was interesting and inspiring for you, subscribe to our channel so you don't miss even more captivating biographies and stories about famous people who changed the world.